All right, so look, I'm in the studio, two Aubreys, this guy and me. We've been arguing about which one's the best shoe. Me, New Balance's 1080 version 13, no doubt. Whereas me, I'm all about this here. Asics Gel Nimbus 26, which one's better? Let's talk about it. On one hand, we've got this, the Asics Gel Nimbus 25, and on the other hand, literally, New Balance's 1080 version 13. Which one should you get? Now, I know they're gonna be close. I'm just gonna present the case. I'm gonna present the facts and leave you to make the decision. Leave your preference in the comments below. Let me know which one of these two you will get. Let's go. My name is Aubrey and I'm a runner. I love reviewing running shoes on YouTube. At the time of filming this, I've just freshly crossed 9,000 subscribers. And you know what? From the bottom of my heart, it sounds cheesy, I know, but thank you. Honestly, thank you. I couldn't have asked for much better support than what you guys have been showing me on this YouTube business. All right, let's start. Okay, first, before we get busy, let's talk about what these shoes are for. To me, I don't care what any write-up spec sheet says. These are daily trainers specifically designed for comfort. These are max cushion daily trainers. You have the daily trainer like the Pegasus, the Cloud Flow, Magic Speed that are there to just give you a return of energy you can do a whole lot of workouts in. But for me personally, for your slower zone 2 easy run where you want to get that max cushion in, the Gel Nimbus 26 will play very well there, as well as the 1080 13 from New Balance. I always start with the 3 things you need to know about every single shoe. Let's start with the price, and the winner here, well, actually it depends. You see, in the UK, £160, but $165. £180, but $160. I genuinely don't get the maths, but that's how it is. So in my opinion, the winner here, New Balance for 160 versus 180, because I'm not about to fly to the States. Okay, so secondly, the weight. Again, 274 grams, 9.7 ounces, whereas the Gel Nimbus 26, 327 grams or 11.5 ounces. 2-0 to New Balance's 1080 13. You've probably heard the saying, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog. Now you see, this is where it gets weird. The stack height, 42 versus 34, 38 versus 32. So higher stack. Now, I'm not going to compare the numbers. When I start talking about the midsole, please remember those numbers. It makes it obvious which one you should go for. Okay, let's start talking about the shoe in detail in the other camera. This one. All right, I'm going to go in detail from the top, working our way down. Let's start with the heel. In my opinion, the Gel Nimbus takes this one, and here's why. Well, firstly, it's not a gimmick. This heel tab thing here, great. Don't get me wrong. New Balance's got a protruding out here sort of heel tab thing, but it's not a heel tab. That is. So, I love the heel tab. I'm definitely going with that. In terms of the security, the hold that you get, as well as the plushy feel, I'd say they're about equal. Because if you look, the structure you've got in the back here, you can't push that, you can't nudge it anywhere. Same here, you can't push that. In terms of the plushiness, when you step in the collar, very plush on both sides. And in terms of running in these shoes, I didn't have any heel slip issues. I'm gonna call that a tie. No issues over there, bang, bang. Let's talk about the tongues in both the shoes. And for me, both the shoes are very well gusseted. Now, if you watch these videos, you will know I'm all about the gussetedness. Both Asics and Gel Nimbus, and New Balance have given us that gussetedness. Well done to both of you. However, for me personally, whilst I think The tongue on the 1080-13 is a nice plushy feeling tongue. I love the texture of this one. It's a stretchy tongue. It is well perforated to make it breathable, and I find it to be much more breathable and releasing heat than the 1080. So for me, the vote for the tongue definitely goes to Asics Gel Nimbus 26. Next up, the lacing system. I present to you Exhibit A. There you go. There. And versus bang, there. For me personally, I prefer simplicity when it comes to lacing systems. I want to emphasize this is personal. Now, for me, the eyelets on the 26 are not really eyelets as such. You can get a good hold, but for me personally, I just like the simplicity of having holes and having those holes reinforced. Therefore, the lacing system, as well as the laces themselves, I'll give it to the 1080-13. Now, the upper. I'll be honest with you, with the changes they've made in the 26 and versus what they've done in the 13, honestly, it'll be nitpicking. It'll be pointless just going, oh, this one's better, and me finding stuff to say just to say something in a video. I promise you, not really a lot to say. There isn't anything that tells these shoes apart in terms of the upper. They're both knit materials, and you can see them. They both have the plushiness. These are daily trainers that are very comfortable, and you want the uppers to match that brief. So for me personally, I'm not going to say I prefer this one because I really think they're par. They're very much the same, and it has to be a tie. This is where it gets deep. The midsole. Now remember those numbers I told you at the start. It takes Asics to give us 42 millimeters to give us a similar feeling to what New Balance has done with 38. That's a big deal. And with the change that they've made in the 26, the midsole is slightly firmer than what we had in the 25. Believe it or not, and I never thought I'd be saying this, in terms of if you want that squish, that cushioning, you're not worrying about pace. This is all about a plush feel in the run. Believe it or not, I prefer the feeling in the 1080-13. I never thought I would say that when comparing it to a Gel Nimbus shoe. With the 25, no discussion. The Gel Nimbus 25 is a much plushier feeling shoe than this one. But with the changes they've made in the 26, I would say this is a plushier shoe. However, if you're looking for a more daily trainer, something firmer, more return of energy, as versatile as this is, the 1080-13, I would have to go with the Gel Nimbus 26. Now here is why. I feel like I will do much more workouts in this shoe than I will in that shoe. The advantage that this shoe has, now this is not to do with the midsole. The advantage that the 1080 will have over the 26 is the weight we talked about. I will probably want to do those faster workouts in a lighter shoe. At 274 grams versus 327, I will probably go to this. However, the midsole feels much more prepared, much more ready to be pushed for a workout in this one, to me, than the 1080-13. However, for a max cushion, plush feeling experience, that midsole, fresh foam, what they've done in this one, that Fresh Foam X is doing the do. So for me personally, I'm going with the 1080-13. Let's turn these shoes over. It's time for the outsoles. All right, now let's do it here. I want to do it here. In terms of the outsoles, for me personally, again, we're staying over here simply for coverage. Now, your outsole will do two things: protect the midsole from wearing out, but also provide the runner with grip. Now, don't get me wrong. Asics have refined what this does compared to the version 25 in adding the two types of rubbers, that hybrid rubber as well as the AHA rubber we are familiar with. However, this has standardly been excellent throughout, and for me personally, in terms of the grip, in terms of coverage of the outsole, I probably have to give it to the 1080-13. Okay, let's answer the question. Which one should you buy according to me? my number one factor will always be price. If a shoe is similar or you're having a tough time to tell them apart, go to the price. Now, 160 pounds versus 180. Let me give you another tip. Instead of getting the 26, if you go to the version 25, you can even find this for even cheaper. I found it for 105 and I deemed the 25 to be a much better shoe than the 26. Just an opinion. Whereas, I wouldn't go to the version 12 of this shoe because what they've done in the 1080-13, honestly, I strongly believe it's the equivalent of what Asics did when they went from Asics Gel Nimbus 24 to 25. Not 25 to 26. When they've gone from version 12 of this shoe to this 13, revolutionary. So for me personally, if I'm to compare these two shoes, that's my conclusion. The 1080-13 wins this discussion. Now look, if you want to see more detailed reviews of these shoes, I'm going to put the review of Asics Gel Nimbus 26 up here, and you can see the detailed review of New Balance's 1080-13 over here. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. It would be great to have you.